You know the Wumbo episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, where SpongeBob shrinks everybody in the city with the shrink belt? It has this final shot of Plankton standing over a shrunken down Bikini Bottom. That's kind of the premise of this ROM hack called Emerald Mini, made by King Brady. All of the maps in this ROM hack have been massively shrunken down to the point where, for example, an entire town could fit on one screen. And we're gonna see how fast we can beat this shrunken down version of Hoenn. It should be quick and easy, right? The intro immediately gets right to the point as our mom hops the ledge, gives us our shoes, and then Birch throws us his briefcase of starters. It's Hoenn, so you always pick Mudkip, especially if you're doing a speedrun. Here's the first major change in Emerald Mini. Your rival is just Wally now. There's still a chance that you straight up lose to him since his else is using Stab Confusion at level 5. Oh wow. But defeating him jumps you all the way up to level 7. That's because the EXP from trainer battles has been boosted a bit more to make up for the fact that there are less trainers in the overworld. Also, placing Wally on Route 103 has the added benefit of removing the catching tutorial entirely, as he's already ahead of the curve and gives you Pokeballs after defeating him. Oh, and we did a little bit of shopping here before moving on. We do need to dodge the rich kids on Route 104, since battling them with the level 7 Mudkip takes forever, and you're better off resetting this early on if they turn around while you're trying to sneak past them. However, you do need to fight this last who's no longer avoidable, and you can lose a lot of time if this fight doesn't go so smoothly. But once you finally reach Rustboro City, you get the next major change in Emerald Mini. The gym gauntlets. Of course, right now it's not that bad, but Mudkip just learned Water Gun. Also, we entered Rustboro at level 11 and got to leave with a level 15 Mudkip. Ideally, you sneak your way past all of the trainers on the next route on the way to the Pico quest, but unfortunately, I'm bad at overworld movement and run into 2 trainers. Either way, we finish the quest with a Marshtomp. After doing the Pico quest, this is normally where an Emerald speedrun would do RNG manipulation to get an Abra and a Flying type. I don't know how to do that, which changes the speedrun route by not having teleport strats on the table. But the overworld is small, so surely we don't lose that much time. Oh, and we do some shopping for X items for a couple of incoming boss fights, and even run into a Flying type now. Okay. I got my bird. It's new. And this actually guarantees that, we have to give Steven this letter regardless, and this is where it takes some time to catch a Pokemon. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's able to learn the HM Rock Smash. And just about everything in Granite Cave can learn Rock Smash. Steven gets his letter, which it gives us the go-to for our next destination, Slateport City. It's like, wait, no, I could just, PC after, There's a couple of Team Aqua members running amok in this room that they call a museum, and so we make short work of them while we're in the area. Our other party members get dumped inside of a Porygon too, before continuing onward to the next route. We actually want our Marshtomp to be the only one in our party, so that these Pokefans don't challenge us to a 2v1 double battle. These mice do get 1-hit KO by Mudshot, but if one of them gets a chance to use Growl, then now it's a 2-hit KO, and there's some time lost if they start using double helping hands, or even quick attacks on our partner. Anyways, a side effect of the rival just being Wally is that you no longer have to deal with the rival's run-in and Grovyle. The next attack does the trick for this fight here. We bring back our friend from the Porygon because Watson's gym is now all double battles. And we're not allowed to challenge the gym without a second Pokemon. The hardest part of the gauntlet are these annoying Fireflies since they destroyed your partner with Shockwave. Either that or hit you with a death by 1,000 quick attacks. Marshtomp just has to power through with Water Gun since these bugs have Charm to make our tackles and Mudshots do nothing. As for Watson himself, I'm basically just copying the speedrun strats for a 90% run over, which means the next Dragon Dance for a starter into a Mudshot sweep. Depending on which Pokemon you caught in Granite Cave, it can either provide some useful utility against Watson, or just exist to be a meat sponge for a bulking up Marshtomp. Oh my gosh. Also, I almost died here to double quick attacks because Marshall missed a KO onto the Monetric. Oh my gosh. I go for the Strength HM now, since there's going to be a bunch of flying types coming up that we can't hit with Mudshot. There's also the fact that we have to play Metal Gear Solid trying to sneak around, but the pitter-patter of my shoes keeps alerting the guards. After facing who knows how many trainers became mandatory, as well as who knows how many trainers we've hit at this point, we dump our party into the Porygon for 5 minutes and then go on a shopping spree. Super repels because of course we want to dodge random encounters, a handful of X items for a bunch of boss fights later on, and even a couple of guard specs. Yeah, we use guard specs in a speedrun. Anyways, the reason why we drop off our party in the PC is just to avoid this double battle that we wouldn't be able to dodge otherwise. These double battle trainers don't battle you if you only have one living one in your party. Now we backtrack our way to Mount Chimney, where we have a second chance to hit our optional trainers yet again. Oh my gosh. My favorite is the hiker that can spawn camp you as soon as you exit Fiery Path. I didn't hit him on this trip back, but instead I ran into his friend nearby. At the mountaintop, we do a little bit of movement to despawn a magma grunt because there's a limit to how many NPCs can exist at once. For Maxi, we sack one Monteith, the Intimidate, and set up a guard spec so the Mighty Anna can't annoy us with sand attacks. And from there, it's a clean sweep after the X attack. Wow, what the heck? There's another gym gauntlet for Flannery, and unlike Watson's gauntlet, we're finally able to clear this one out with ease since we're a couple levels higher than the vanilla speedrun routes. Flannery herself is also easy with the next attack and the Mudshot combo. You don't have citrus, you have white herb. Wow. After defeating her, we pick up some medicine from the medicine store and make our way back to Dewford since we skipped the gym leader on our initial trip. Delaying Brawly's gym for later is preferable, since we don't have to think about whether or not we can make it through the gym gauntlet alive. A freshly evolved Marshtomp would have to take some hits along the way to Brawly, and even then, you'd still need a couple of turns of setup to get through the gym battle. But a much more experienced Marshtomp? Yeah, this fight's a breeze. And besides, we do need to head back to Petalburg City anyways, and taking the boat ride back is just one way to do that. You know, knowing my luck, I would have expected that Mudshot to not want a KO. That counts as a split. It just looks dubious because there's an evolution going on right now. We're back to Petalburg City where the youngster is just waiting to ambush you if you didn't hit him the first time around. Now obviously, we don't do gym puzzles in this ROM hack, but in keeping with the spirit of the original gym, we get to pick a pack of trainers to Norman. I go Speed Path because I'm pretty sure the other route leads to Cute Charm Mons. Now for fake time save. The lead spin is annoying because it loves using theater dance even when I'm already confused. But once we clear the confusion multiple times, as well as the rest of Norman's other Pokemon, now we get to the slacking. Big slacking. We can't one-hit KO it when Mudshot, and it also knows counter to KOs on retaliation, so you Mudshot it through the turns and do anything that isn't Mudshot every other turn. This doesn't kill. Oh my gosh! We make our way eastward now that we have Surf, failing to avoid this fisherman, but avoiding the jump seer superfan. Normally, I'd spend some time surfing in place to catch a Wingull so I can backtrack with Fly later on, but in this run we got the early Tailo so we can skip this step. There's also Tropius in my area. I hate this. They can take 2 hits and use Razor Leaf on me and make me scared for my life. Called it. One easy Weather Institute gives us a cast form he'll help me in a couple double battle sections later down the line. It also gets immediately boxed along with the rest of the party. This is because we need to put Swampert into PC to fully heal it, and there's no longer a bed here. 1 elixir. The 1 elixir I know exists. There's a conveniently placed elixir here, as well as a Wally fight, which is the usual X attack and a Mudshot and Strength Sweep. Normally, you use the gift cast form right away for Winona's gym since you have a couple of double battles there, but this time it's all singles as each trainer flies in one at a time, so I don't have a reason to bring anyone else except Swampert with me. There's also a break in between trainers since this gym gauntlet features 6 trainers and then Winona, and that's a lot of trainers. I do take a break to save because I've lost a run due to a glitch, and I don't want that to happen again. What the? What the? Hello? Hello? What? This Swablu does no Parasong, so we can only afford 1 X attack before we KO it and move on to this Tropius, which only gets 2 KO'd, but it only goes for a Solar Beam, so it's okay. Pelipper just sits there and spams Protect while we finish our setup and then KO it after it blocks a Surf. This is Torrent, so I kill. And finally, Altaria dies to a boosted strength. Next is an easy map Pyre featuring more double battles, but we only have Swampert, so they're single battles instead. Anyways, the main reason why we went solo Swampert for this segment is to dodge these 2 trainers, who have a Slacking and Spinda, which are much harder to fight than the Aqua Grunts and Doubles. If I had a face cam, you would just see me flip out. We now have the fly point for Lilycove City, so now we pick up the rest of the party in the Porygon and teach Fly and Shockwave. Just in time for Magma Hideout, since we now have to fly to Lava Ridge and use Shockwave for the other hideout after this one. There's a lot of mandatory fights here, including this double battle. This is also the part of the game where you really start to bulldoze over the NPCs as you continue to get stronger, while the enemies are stagnant in their levels. It's a surf to surf to surf to surf. That's funny. Even Maxie is a pushover as we finally just have to press 1 button, the surf button. One fly detour into Aqua Hideout gives us even more grunts to walk over. There's also this Ball and Archie's apartment that we nab, a Max Elixir, as well as the boss of this hideout, Slubber Declan. He has a Gyarados that gets 3 KO'd with Strength because of Intimidate, and can use Dragon Rage or Thrash. After taking care of him, we make a mad dash to Mosh Deep City for our final shopping spree and take on the Gym Gauntlet there. Of course, this is a double battle section, so Cast Form comes in handy with Rain Dance to support our Sweeper. It takes a while to get through regardless because of the meta types using the Detect to Stall, as well as the enemy mons having relatively high special defense to take serves. Now for the twins. I've been copying a guide that says to use an X speed for this fight just to make sure that we outspeed the gym leaders. That's probably still true if you end up with something like a minus speed nature on Swampert, so we're still doing that here anyways just in case. Now, if Castform is able to survive a hit, it can use Rain Dance and make Swampert do even more damage. I'm not sure if the Rain allows for sub 1 KOs, but usually Castform gets KO'd by the Xatu, so oh well. Turn 2. X Special and a Revive on the Castform. Tate and Liza get a double kill on our bird and their Rock Smash buddy. And now we just use Surf until we get our badge. Now we have the tag battle, which is pretty fun since we use a guard spec here. It blocks Scary Face, which Maxie doesn't understand, and insists on using it on us anyways. Another X special, and you guessed it, surf, surf, surf until the Space Center is cleared out. Alright, Metang, how clutch are you? Oh my gosh! This is like as good of a Metang as it could have been. What a great Metang. One finally evil team to deal with in Seafloor Cavern, and fortunately, we can skip a majority of the grunts that are here, except for Shelly and her friend. I have definitely not messed up this area before. Archie's pretty easy as well, but I ended up making this fight a bit more complicated than it needed to be. I thought I could set up on the Mighty Anna now, but then I get hit with a Scary Face, which leaves me very susceptible to getting confused. At least we can 1-hit KO everything on Archie's team. Well, looks like we have to save the world now. Just gotta make a quick stop to Pacifilog real quick. As you can see, not only are there more double battles in this area, but optionals that I'm very bad at dodging as well. What? I got stuck on the rock! Now that we have Pacifilog's fly point marked down, we fly to Moss Deep and make our way back to the white volcano crater known as Sutopolis City. I like how for the lore cutscene, you just hop the ledge over to the cave entrance because who has time to walk all the way around and down a cliff? All this tells us to go back to Sky Pillar, so we do that and make our way through 0 bike sections. And now we have to fly back to Pacifilog yet again, because we couldn't just throw the Master Ball at Rayquaza the first time around. It'd be so awkward if I forgot the Master... I got the Master Ball. The HM07. The HM for Overheat. Now in the vanilla speedrun, you pivot off a Swampert and start to use Rayquaza from this point onward because it's a level 70 legendary, of course you would do that. But an Emerald Mini? Level 45. You lose out on a lot of stats obviously, but we also lose out on Extreme Speed and Outrage. 2 very strong and spammable moves. But in exchange, we get Dragon Dance. It also learns Aerial Ace and Waterfall while we're here. You know how you can just walk over the ice floor in the Sutopolis gym and skip all of the gym trainers and go straight for the leader? Yeah. One girl even mentions to watch out for the icy floors and, what floor? The second half of the gym gauntlet takes place in the rain, which does activate a couple of Swifts and Pokemon, including Quan himself. Of course, he has that Swift Swim Kingdra in the back, so we have to use 2x speeds to match up to his ace. And while we're here, let's guarantee that this Earthquake will KO it with the next attack. Now it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have won our final badge. Wally is our next fight before we get through Victory Road. I'll let this cutscene play out, it's pretty cool. What's not cool is the fact that we have to deal with another Altaria, which obviously I can't Earthquake and it resists Surf, so I'm stuck using Strength on the bird. But in the grand scheme of things, the only difference for this fight here is that the Gengar has a chance to survive a Surf and use Hypnosis or Icy Wind. Everything else on Wally's team falls to one hit. Victory Road has a couple of trainers that we have to get through before we can reach the Elite Four. Most of them become double battles, where I figured that Swampert and Rayquaza together could clear them out faster than if I tried challenging them to a bunch of single battles. Look, I'm KOing 3 Pokemon in one turn. It still takes a while because each of these double battles have 6 spawns that we have to KO. Also, Rayquaza having Aerial Ace means that Swampert doesn't have to worry about whether or not its strength can win a KO a grass type. It's cool that after defeating one straight Veto, you can actually just shoot for the exit and collect this Max Elixir along the way. The rest of the team gets put into the Porygon, and now we make our way into the Elite Four. Chimney leads with his Intimidate Mariana, so we switch out to reset the attack debuff, and use Dragon Dance with Rayquaza.
Just Sand Attack me, I get badge boosts.
Ideally, he just spams Sand Attack because we're using D-Dance Aerial Ace Rayquaza to sweep Sydney's team. Sometimes Rayquaza ends up getting KO'd in the middle of the sweep, but as long as the Shiftry and Cacturn get KO'd, the Swampert cleans up anyways. Surprise! The Elite Four is a gauntlet. Phoebe is up next and our lead Dusclops loves using Protect, which gives Swampert a free opportunity to set up 2x attacks and sweep with Earthquake. For Glacia, the game plan is similar, but with 4x attacks instead. We only have 3 Earthquakes left, so we need the extra setup to get some KOs with Strength. The lead Celio does chip us down a bit with Hail and Body Slam, which is actually a good thing for the next fight. Once we're done setting up, we start sweeping Glacia while taking some more damage along the way. And the final member of the Gauntlet is now Jasmine. Funny enough, this makes the Gauntlet easier since she can't really do damage to our Swampert while we have Earthquake. Oh wait, we just used the rest of our Earthquakes on Glacia. Fortunately, a Torn Boosted Surf is the next best thing that we can use. Apparently this Surf is a range to KO, so we use an X special so it's no longer a range. And from then on, it's a guaranteed Surf Sweep. We heal up with a potion and use a Max Elixir to get back our Earthquakes, and surprise, the champion isn't Wallace.
And this is gonna be the 330. This is gonna be the sub 330. I hate this run. This run was this run went all like I didn't like this run's mid game. No, I don't like this Swampert. That's it really.
For this fight, we actually have to set up all the way to +6 attack. Fortunately, this isn't so hard to do, as Zinnia's big Wismer-shaped friend just spams Hyper Voice, which is usually a forward KO. We also pop a guard spec before KOing the X-Blood, because guess who comes in next? It's a Gyarados! And after that comes a Salamence. 2 Intimidate Mons back to back, followed by the Cloudbird yet again. Fortunately, after those dragons are gone, the rest of the fight is a breeze with Ampharos and Tyranitar falling to Earthquakes. And there we go.
I could have done better. I could have, had a...
And that is Pokemon Emerald Mini. Initially, before I started playing this ROM hack, I was hoping to get a sub 3 hour time, as the vanilla Emerald speedruns usually end with a time around the 2:30 to 2:50 mark. But I'm fine with this time, especially since this is my first speedrun, and I also had a lot of fun learning where this run deviates from the vanilla speedrun. I know that it sounded like I was unhappy with the run towards the end, but I just felt like this speedrun could have been a bit faster if I had a better Swamperts. I missed out on a lot of KOs in the early game because mine had a bold nature, which means I have less attack to work with. By the way, if you want to learn more about this ROM hack, check out King Grady's channel. He showcases a lot more about the world of Emerald Mini, as well as a lot of content that the speedrun skips over entirely. Also, subscribe to me as well. I'm trying to get back into YouTube yet again, so expect to see some more videos kind of like this in the future. I also stream this on Twitch, where you get to see the gameplay months before it ends up on YouTube. Most likely.